invite you all to please. At this time, I'd like you all to please stand. Please be seated. On behalf of Rachel and John, I'd like to thank you all for being here today and suffering through this heat. It's no accident that each of you is here today given the vital role that you play in the lives of Rachel and John, and they're thrilled to be able to experience this wonderful occasion with all y'all. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Rachel's older brother Tim, and the father of Hattie, your flower girl from today. Rachel and John have worked tirelessly to create a day that attempts to capture a representation of their love for each other by bringing you to this lovely venue, selecting the finest foods, curating quality libations, and of course, handpicking the most adorable flower girl this side of the Mason-Dixie line. To that end, I know that many of you have traveled far and wide to be here, even coming from other continents. But don't worry, your pot of gold at the end of Rainbow is one of the most special things someone gets to experience in our culture. There's gonna be an open bar, like right over there in 30 minutes. Kidding aside, Rachel and John have invited you here to this beautiful estate to help them recognize and celebrate their love and to share this truly precious moment. Whenever we attend a wedding, we are presented with the opportunity to reflect on our own relationships. We might even look at the couple before us and be tempted to make comparisons. Resist the urge. The truth is that every relationship is as unique as the individuals in it, and each relationship relies on a few fundamental principles that makes it special. 1. For love to exist between two people, those people need to know each other better than any other person. 2. They need to demand the best out of their partner and lead by example. 3. They need to have the utmost trust in this one person, and in return, they form a bond that no other relationship can provide or rival. Each of us are capable of meeting these lofty goals, and it is clear that Rachel and John will spend the rest of their lives in this pursuit and be the portable heater that the other cannot live without. Another common... You laugh, I'm gonna lose it. Another commonality of couples who have a strong and abiding love is there's a great comfort in not having to pretend to be anything other than what you are. Secrets that are held in your heart become harder to hide than you thought, because people that share the bond are able to fully share themselves without receiving belittling or judgment in return. Well, most of the time. No one bats 1,000 on that one. Finally, we recognize that in the best relationships, even though you are forming a formidable unit, there will be room in the relationship for each partner to be unique individuals and to look at birds. A partner need not enjoy every single thing that brings you joy, but in my experience, the best ones will still let you drag them and a toddler to the sports bar on the weekends. At this time, Rachel and John would like to share with you a couple of readings that they have selected that have special meaning to them. I now invite Deer in Headlights to read from an excerpt from Amber Spyglass by Philip Pullman.
I will love you forever, whatever happens, till I die and after I die. And when I find my way out of the land of the dead, I'll drift about forever, all of my atoms, till I find you again. I'll be looking for you, every moment, every single moment. And when we do find each other again, we'll cling so tight that nothing and no one will ever tear us apart. Every atom of me and every atom of you. We'll live in birds and flowers and dragonflies, pine trees and in clouds, and in those little specks of light you see floating in sunbeams. And when they use our atoms to make new life, they won't be able to take one, they'll have to take two. One of you and one of me will be joined so tight.
Thank you, that was lovely. I'd like to now invite Charlie up to the stand.
This is Wild Awake by Hilary T. Smith. People are like cities. We all have alleys and gardens and secret rooftops and places where daisies sprout between the sidewalk cracks. But most of the time, all we let each other see is a postcard glimpse of a skyline or a polished square. Love lets you find those hidden places in another person, even the ones they didn't know were there, even the ones they wouldn't have thought to call beautiful themselves.
Thank you. I'd like to now take a little bit of time to talk about why we do a wedding. You know, other than just being able to throw a party. So, over time, billions of people from many cultures, religions, and societies have gathered among friends and family to celebrate their love for one another and to make an unwavering commitment to each other. Each culture has personal symbols and rituals to celebrate marriage that are bespoke and instructive. For instance, the Chinese have a great tradition where the bride and groom actually serve tea to their parents, in-laws, other family members to show union and inclusion of the two families. Family. Our Jewish friends, on the other hand, break a glass at the end of the ceremony to symbolize the reuniting of a splintered soul that has been searching the earth for one another ever since they were cleaved. I mean, that, and it probably gives a pretty darn good jolt to Grandma who fell asleep 15 minutes ago. Finally, my last example comes from the Irish, of which there are a few today, who have a Celtic tradition called hand fasting. In this tradition, the bride and groom cross their hands one over another, pretty similar to this, but not quite, and then the officiant wraps ribbon around the bride and groom's wrists and hands, which is actually where the term tying the knot comes from. I'm sure it also came in very handy when a bride wanted to reel in a skittish groom, which was apparently a practice so commonplace that they developed another custom of locking the door as soon as everyone was inside. Sadly, we're not going to be demonstrating any of these customs today. But Rachel and John will demonstrate their commitment and union together in several different ways. First, they will recite a set of vows that they have written for each other. Rachel and John, I ask you this. Look at one another and remember this moment in time. After you say these words, things will never be quite the same between you. For after these vows, you shall forever declare to the world, this is my husband and this is my wife. John, this is your opportunity to explain to Rachel how much she means to you, both now and for the rest of your lives.
All right.
No pressure.
All right. Well, Rachel, my soon-to-be ex-fiance. As we step into this next chapter of our lives, I wanted to reflect on what our relationship means to me. It's always funny to me when a character in a romantic story tells another to never change. It's funny because that's not how people are, and it's not how they should be. I want us to change, and I want us to grow and grow together, helping each other to become the selves that we're meant to be while never losing what makes us who we are. Over our 5 years together, I've learned a lot of things. You've shown me just how far someone can get in their career through hard work and perseverance. You've shown me the great things that I can achieve with the help of your love and support. And you've also helped me to understand that buying books and reading books can be two separate hobbies. You are the love of my life. You make me feel deeply loved and appreciated when I'm around you. I love how compassionate you are, especially when it comes to your friends and your family. I love that we can drive for 2,000 miles through the Northwest and never tire of each other's company. What we have is special, and I'm grateful every day that we're the ones that found each other. So with that, I wanted to make some promises to you. I promise that I will take you to see an alligator every year. I promise that we will go on trips to see all 63 U.S. national parks. But most importantly, above all, I promise to love you and to never stop loving you for as long as I live.
Thank you, John. Rachel, I now offer you the same opportunity to explain to John how much he means to you, both now and for the rest of your lives.
John, my soon-to-be ex-fiance. Our 5 years together have been leading up to this moment where we get to stand up in front of our favorite people and commit to spending the rest of our lives together. So I'd like to take this opportunity to highlight some of my favorite things about you. I love how kind and caring you are. You always know how to make me feel loved. In turn, I promise to never let you forget how much I love you, even if it involves going to more of your open mic nights. Although you're always a big hit, so it could be worse.
Point to me.
I love how supportive you are, particularly of my career and my 1,000,001 hobbies. I promise to continue supporting yours, even when I always have to be ready to stop talking mid-sentence on a walk because you need to record a bird call. Finally, I love that we have a similar sense for adventure, both always wanting to see and try new things. And so I promise to convince you that we should move to England or Ireland, because that would be a huge adventure. And while we enter this new chapter of our lives, we're still the same people we were yesterday and the same people we'll be tomorrow. But I'm so excited to see the kinds of people we'll continue to become over the course of our lives and how our relationship will continue to grow in love. I love you.
Thank you, that was lovely. Now, the second significant demonstration of Rachel and John's commitment that they will perform today is the exchanging of rings. Rachel and John, please take hands. Well, here you've got that. Please take a good look at your partner's hands and overlook the fact that men don't really get pedicures very often, or manicures. These are the hands of your best friend, and the hands that are holding yours on your wedding day. These are the hands that will work alongside yours as you build your future together. These are the hands that, when wrinkled and aged, will still be reaching for yours. This is also a point in the ceremony when people often talk about the wedding bands being a perfect circle and having no beginning or no end. Now, I thought about this statement fairly hard for a while, and I ran many tests, and I came to the conclusion, I don't think these people have ever drawn a circle. Very clearly a beginning and end. But even if we accept that circles don't have a beginning and again, very dubious in practice, we do know that your rings do. Your rings began as a rock dug up from the earth and liquefied in a furnace over 1,000 degrees, which I did take the time to confirm is both true in Celsius and Fahrenheit. So everyone here is covered, so you're welcome. Oh. The hot metal is then forged, cooled, and painstakingly polished. And out of that process, something exceptional and beautiful is created from a raw element with full potential. Love is like that. It comes from humble beginnings made by imperfect beings. It is the process of making something beautiful where there was once nothing at all. It is with that backdrop that I invite you to exchange rings. John, you're up.
Oh, you're good. It's okay, sweetie.
John, please place the ring on Rachel's finger and repeat after me. I give you this ring
I give you this ring
as a symbol of my love for you.
as a symbol of my love for you.
Let it be a reminder
Let it be a reminder
that I am always by your side
that I am always by your side
and will love,
and will love,
honor,
honor,
and cherish you for the rest of my life.
and cherish you for the rest of my life.
Where's the other ring? Rachel, please place this ring on John's finger and repeat after me. I give you this ring
I give you this ring
as a symbol of my love for you.
as a symbol of my love for you.
Let it be a reminder
Let it be a reminder
that I'm always by your side
that I'm always by your side
and will love,
and will love,
honor,
honor,
and cherish you for
and
the rest of
cherish
my
you
life.
for the rest of my life. Oh, sorry.
It's okay. Thank you. As this ceremony thankfully comes to a close given the temperatures, we should try to remember that a wedding is a symbol, a heartfelt and meaningful symbol, but a symbol nonetheless. This ceremony will not create a relationship that does not already exist. Well, maybe for one of the signal folks later tonight. After all, nights were mainly made for saying things you can't say tomorrow day. What we are celebrating today is not the beginning of a marriage, but a marriage already in progress. The ceremony is a symbol of how far they've come together and a symbol of the promises they will continue to make to each other throughout their lives together. I leave you with these closing words, which represent my hope for both of you. In one of the first few scenes of the cult classic movie Office Space, the main character Peter explains to his hypnotherapist that every single day of his life has been worse than the day before, concluding that on every day you see me, it's the worst day of my life. Stay with me, I think I can land this. Now Peter's situation is unfortunate, but illustrative, as it shows the power of incremental change. And if you both focus on making each other's lives just a little bit better each day, then together, every day can be the best day of your lives. I conclude by stating that by the power vested by my little sister, the most sacrosanct of all authorities, it is my great honor and delight to declare y'all husband and wife. You may now kiss the bride.
jungle through the dark. Girl, I never loved one like